All right, we're about to go live. For those of you who are watching this replay, obviously, I'm live because you see me. Dudes, this is going to be something new that I'm going to be doing on my channel. I've done it before at different podcasts, but this is something I'm going to be doing more on a consistent basis. Don't know yet if I'm going to do it weekly, daily, but I do have some daily questions I do want to ask you guys. So maybe at the end of each day, who knows? We are now live. I see you, Sebastian. But while dudes are coming in, this is going to be the format of these discussions. This is the OBE1cast episode number 1. I'm going to be interacting live with the main chat as well as live discussions with the sponsors and the sponsor chat. Going to be talking to everybody. Bro, of course I choose to do this when my voice isn't 100% and my wife actually thinks I have the flu. So pray for your boy. But again, while dudes are still coming in, for anyone who becomes a sponsor, supports my content, I'm giving away a free $10 Xbox One digital code to all new sponsors. That's how we doing it, boy. I'm trying to get my camera to focus. Focus, camera. Focus. All right. So, without further, Stern Cool 54 is asking, am I sick? Yes, I'm sick. All right, let me hop into the sponsor chat. What's up, dudes and dudettes?
What's up, OB?
Hey, we're chilling. Let me turn down the volume real quick, and I'm gonna sort of set up the discussion for tonight. And you guys see the title, and the hot thing right now has been microtransactions, particularly because of this game right here. Star Wars Battlefront 2. EA has been in hot water because of hiding content behind microtransactions. And I think it was somewhere on Reddit where if you wanted to just straight out purchase, what's up, dude? Just straight up purchase and unlock everything, it would have cost you close to like $4,000. It was a ridiculous number. But I'm gonna get to the sponsors real quick. Just give me 1 second, dudes. I'm just setting the scene up, and then I'm gonna be taking questions in 1 minute. And so the question for my voice, Gavin, in the main chat. My voice, yeah. I know, Gamer64, right in time for Christmas. All right, I'm getting sidetracked. My voice, I know my voice. I think I have the flu. But the
Do you really have the flu?
But the epicness must continue. I think that's what my wife is saying. But
did you get the flu shot?
No, not yet. No, I haven't. I got one a couple years ago. But it ain't about no flu. It's about these games. And so, let's get this thing started without further ado. Would you?
Favor.
Go ahead, Ghost.
Go to bed. You sound terrible.
I agree.
All right. So, I just took a long nap. I was sleeping for a long time, bro. From like
I did that too.
From like 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So I'm good right now. And so the question tonight. Oh, shout out to Quiet Line. We got on that Zelda crest, boy. That Hylian crest shirt. All right. What would you prefer? $80 games or microtransactions? Now, I'm going to share my thoughts, and then I'm going to take thoughts. I'm going to be going 1-1. Voice chat sponsors, main chat sponsors, main chat with the subscribers. So I'm going to be alternating. No, I'm going to go 2-2-1. Got to give the sponsor some incentive. But I'm going to be taking questions from the main chat, sponsor, voice chat, and the sponsor chat. And this is what I want you guys to remember. The reason why I have these two cartridges right here, we got Excitebike and we have Star Fox. Bro, as a kid, games only cost $50, $49.99. I remember going into Toys R Us and picking up Well, I didn't pick it up. I was a kid. My parents used to get me the games for $50. For only $50, and I could get these games. And then, as technology got better, we moved to the 3D era. The Nintendo 64. Oh, Nintendo 64 is sort of an outlier because those cartridges were like $70, bro. Nintendo's tripping. Nintendo's tripping. And so we don't even got $70 games right now. But games at one point on the Nintendo 64, I kid you not, were $70 and higher. Go look it up, little kiddos. And so, but they did backtrack from that, and it was still around $50. And then once we got into the HD era, games jumped up to $60, and $60 were Playboy says 64 games were 60. Nah, bro, go look it up. Some were 60, some were 70.
Weren't they
bro.
like 80 or something?
Yeah. I think they were even higher than 70. They were real expensive. And so, as technology increased, games started to cost upwards. I mean, right now, games are $60 for games, and that's at the beginning of the HD era. But we've really gone 2 generations, and even though technology has increased, development has become larger staffs. It's become more expensive to make games, but developers have kept the price at $60. And there's actually 2 things they've done to offset it. DLC, which I have to say, even DLC has been controversial because a lot of gamers have felt developers were giving them incomplete games and hiding content behind DLC. Fighters come to mind. Street Fighter 5. No. I'm not even going to talk about Street Fighter 5. But there were some games where we didn't really get a finished product, and DLC could have been in the actual game. And the hot topic lately has been these microtransactions, where to advance in games, nickel and diming us. Something that's been successful in the iPhone, in the mobile sphere, but now it's invaded AAA and just gaming in general. And so, with that being said, first let me say what's up Bustin' Justin, Dark Side Pump, DJ Pump, Pumpkin Pie, Ghost, Robert, Milanist, Pigs Fly. I'm gonna kick it off. Bustin' Justin, do you have any thoughts about this? I'm gonna ask you, what would you prefer, Bustin' Justin? An $80 game or microtransactions?
Myself, I would prefer to pay $80 a game. I think that's actually fair, considering games have been $60 for so long, and they've gotten more and more expensive to make. You got to have more powerful computers. You got to have more people, and I mean, it hasn't even kept up with inflation.
Yeah.
And we're expecting the same thing and better for the same price as it was 20 years ago.
Yeah. You're right. And go ahead.
I also think this is why we've seen the rise of indie games lately, because they're making games, how they were 20, 15 years ago. Yeah. And they're asking, $20, maybe $30.
Yeah.
For these, and people just don't want to pay the AAA price. They're incomplete.
You're right. And you said something about inflation. I think the homie Dom, he factored in inflation for 2017, and what was once $60 back then, right now, it would be $83. So we're really getting $83 worth games for still a $60 price point. So I do hear your point. Dark Side, what's up, Dark Side? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Obi.
All right, what's up, dude? All right, so I'm going to take one more comment from the sponsor voice chat, 2 comments from the sponsor main chat, and then I'm going to get a comment from the subscribers, the main subscribers. You got any thoughts on this, Dark Side?
I mean, is that $80 with a full game, or does it come with all the DLC? Like,
Yeah.
I understand the inflation part of it and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Where we look at it as, yeah, the games have been kind of stuck at a decent price for us. Like, but if we're paying $80 a game, then to tack on DLC and this stuff, then we're talking about upwards to $100 or something like that.
Yeah. Now this is what I'm saying. I'm saying $80 everything. You got all them, no microtransactions,
And
no
like free updates.
no DLC, nothing. You don't have to pay another penny after you drop $80 for the game. So whatever they want to add to the game that includes free updates, you get it all. Would you prefer that, or might still just pay your $60 and sort of a la carte pay for what you want? Dark Side.
I mean, I would prefer the 80 with everything.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, like if you look at it, if you buy, just look at Call of Duty. You buy Call of Duty. 9 times out of 10, you're buying that season pass for what, 50?
Yeah.
So you're paying 100 anyway.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. It adds up, bro. The game prices add up. But
I will tell you this.
Go ahead.
Now, a lot of people can't afford $80 a game. That will cut into the sale.
Yeah.
I mean, the increased price might help them.
Yeah.
But you're probably gonna sell a lot less games.
Yeah. It is a trade-off. And what you just said, what comes to mind is Fortnite. I got Fortnite on my Xbox One X, and the game is free, completely free. And it's a lot of content for a free game. But if you want more costumes or whatnot, you just pay for it as you go. And so I could see the lower price as an entry point for more people. So that's fair. All right, Playboy182 in the sponsor chat says, but does every game have to be AAA $60? There are a ton of great AA games and indie games. Yeah, you make a fair point. You do have indie games that are not that expensive. So yeah.
One other thing, now, if we're talking about $80 a game, I need physical copies then.
So you need physical copies. Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'll probably still go digital. I just like the convenience of digital games. But let me hop into the main chat. Joycey Johnson, she says, or he, could be a he or she, I'd rather pay $80 for a full finished game. I like DLC as long as it's truly additional content. No microtransactions ever. So absolutely no microtransactions. And again, I sort of see both sides, because I have to say this. There's some games where I don't have the time to like grind and level up my character. And sometimes I don't mind just buying. I'm thinking about Madden. For my Madden Ultimate Team, like I'd buy a running back, buy a wide receiver just to build up my squad and save me time. So I'm guilty of microtransactions. Let me take one more comment from the sponsor chat, Dom, and then I'm gonna go back to DJ Pump Pump and Ghost Wolf. Dom is saying, so even though I went, my dude Dom talk about Barnes and Nobles. All right, DJ Pump Pump, you got any thoughts?
Yeah. Well, so you're saying $80 American, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say that. So in Canada, that would end up being $100 Canadian. That's a lot of money.
Okay.
But if you were to pay $100 or whatever, and then you have to pay extra for like DLC or microtransactions, that's already put in the game at like $120, and that's already, and you get 2 games. That's already paying for half the Switch, like the entire console.
Okay.
So if you wouldn't have to pay for anything else, I would, or really that would depend on the game, honestly, because
So it would depend on the game.
like
It's a yes.
Yeah, because
it's cut or dry, bro. It's either
I don't know,
$80 or microtransactions. You got to make a decision.
I think I would go.
I'm gonna come back and freestyle a
$100.
Bustin' Justin, but let me give everybody a chance.
I think I'd go $100, but it would really depend on the game, because a game like Mario Odyssey, there's no DLC, but that's the full price.
There's no DLC yet.
There's no DLC.
There's no DLC yet. I guarantee you at E3 there's gonna be another Kingdom, but that's a whole other discussion. But Dom, what's up, Dom?
Hey.
How's the Barnes and Noble shopping going, bro?
Well, I went in there not to buy stuff for myself, and then I saw the Breath of the Wild 2018 calendar, and then I failed.
Bro, Zelda will get you every time, bro. Zelda will get you every time. But do you have any thoughts? Well, I know you got thoughts. You said a lot of good stuff offline, bro. Reiterate what you were saying about this whole $80 versus microtransactions.
Well, basically, like the $60 has been the base price for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Ever since PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Before that, N64.
Yeah.
They did have cheaper games that came in at 40.
Yeah.
Then they had more expensive games.
Yeah.
I think some of the most expensive was the Super Nintendo, and I forget. Oh, I'm trying to remember. I think it was Chrono. So I think Chrono Cross was $90.
Yeah, and now that you said Super Nintendo, did the FX chip games cost more? I forget. I like to say they did.
I don't know if it was because of that specifically, but at the time, they were pretty expensive.
Yeah.
And also, consoles were way more expensive back then too.
Yeah.
I think there was some that were $800.
Wow. Yeah, I remember the Apple Pippin, boy. Nobody knows about that Apple Pippin. I bet y'all didn't know Apple had a video game console. But go ahead, dude.
Yeah. And so now we're looking at inflation, and 15 years later or whatever, that's $60, which is kind of I think it's part of the industry where they created this price point.
Yeah.
And it's a way for developers and publishers to keep a control on the retailers. So you have to sell this at 60. You can't try to jack the prices. You can't undercut.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then we'll just not ship it to you.
Yeah.
And at this point, there's not a bunch of there's 3 consoles on the market pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's it. So now that it's been 60 for so long, inflation's taken over, and I did the thing. I put it in the inflation calculator. Yeah. Really, they should be around $83.
Yeah.
Compared to 2002 prices or so.
Wow. Yeah. You're right, man. And so
basically, the industry's taken that basically a quarter of the profits and lost them on every game. That they make, even with the microtransactions, stuff like that. And a lot of people say, well, that's not my problem, but that's kind of, I think, where a lot of this let's try to nickel and dime our way back to profitability is coming from. Where they're even though they're selling to more gamers than ever, they're still losing profits on a per game basis. And it's more expensive than it's ever been. Everybody wants top tier graphics. Everybody wants everything to look like Horizon Dawn.
And
you gotta pay for Horizon Dawn price.
And now 4K kicking in.
4K, that's gonna make it even more expensive to make. And
go ahead.
And
I'm thinking development teams today are a lot larger than they were 20 years ago.
Right.
And so
if you're talking about id Software in 1993 making Doom versus 2016 Doom with Bethesda, we're talking about infinite amount of times more people. Thousands of people working on one game instead of 20 guys in the basement.
Yeah. You're right, dude. And so I'm hearing that you don't mind, that you understand the $80 price point.
If I never had to pay for another DLC again or any microtransactions, if my game came complete 100%, I'd pay $80. If it was complete, and if the money that was put into it was put into it 100%, I don't want Battlefront I don't want a broken game.
Yeah.
Like I want the bring back the Nintendo seal of quality. That's what
Yeah, like Splatoon, where you don't have to pay any extra.
Yeah, because even Splatoon, bro, they give us a lot of content. You don't have to pay for anything. But these dudes in the sponsor chat are showing the Apple Pippin. Let me take a question from the main chat. Monkeys.
Playboy had another thought, by the way.
Monkeys 97. Oh, what did he say? What did Playboy say?
Just scroll up a little bit.
Okay. Remember, No Man's Sky, $60 game with very little content, and they just recently started releasing content for it now.
Like he also said something right above that also.
Yeah, and on that he said if I'm paying $100 to come with additional content or absolute game, any new content that is released later should be free. I agree. And here's the thing: this is where the holders of the platform, they need to quality check these games. Like Dom said, the Nintendo seal of quality, where customers know that we're getting what we pay for. So that has to be checked on their end before the game is released. But I think I saw a Guri. I'll only pay $80 for a new Metal Gear made by Kojima. Get that. What's the name of that weird game again that Kojima's just about to release?
I don't know.
Who knows?
They just had the trailer at the Video Game Awards, and it was so weird. It went right over my... No, what is it called?
Oh, is that
Death Stranding. Death Stranding.
is that the one with the weird
I got
fetus? And
with the baby.
Yeah.
Get that, Guri. Get that Death Stranding.
That game looks so weird.
Yeah, it does. But Monkeys97 in the main chat says Horizon made out just fine without microtransactions. I didn't even realize Horizon Zero Dawn didn't have transactions, but it does have DLC. It does have DLC content. And so, was that DLC content? Could that have been in an $80 game and you didn't have to worry about buying it anymore? Or was that truly post-game content like Nintendo did? And even Nintendo, I think Nintendo has been the best company with this. Definitely. But don't think for a second these amiibo are not microtransactions. Of course, I'm glad because we get a cool toy and it's a cool collector's item for me. But I think that's their version of
amiibo are not very
of microtransactions. And one thing about amiibo, you get bang for your buck. You can use them in multiple games. So that's a positive. But Ghost Wolf and Robert, first Ghost Wolf, what are your thoughts, bro? Ghost Wolf, would you $80 game or microtransactions? What are your thoughts?
I would hate to do this.
What's up, Solo War? But go ahead. You said $80.
But my thing is, I'd rather have. I'm thinking from the idea of a parent who's not that into video games. And $80 is due to inflation is less, but that's still $80 today.
Okay.
So I think the best they can do is, now in the mail is $60 and DLC is telling you don't have to buy the DLC.
Okay. Yeah.
The thing is like 6-year-old kid who got in Switch for Christmas is playing Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Christmas morning. He will never buy the DLC, but you still, but like us, say me who buy it on.
So Ghost, let me stop you right there. So you think the kid's not gonna like watch YouTube and see that there's DLC and ask his mom and dad to get him the DLC?
He might, but the chances are that the parent who were like, okay, just give me the console, or like, I be paying $60, I'm not even paying for that. So I'm like,
Gotcha. Okay.
But like the thing is like, yeah, the kid might want it, but it's like, it's not a necessity. Like microtransactions, where it's like, oh, you have to buy it, or you waste your
and I think that's where the controversy has come in recently. Are microtransactions a necessity or not? Because some games they're cosmetic. I'm thinking again Fortnite. For Fortnite, everything that I'm hearing is strictly cosmetic. Different character skins, customize your character, but
no, that's all right.
But Madden, FIFA, Star Wars. If Star Wars didn't have all this heat to play with, like the Jedis and a lot of the popular characters, microtransactions were almost a necessity if you wanted to compete on a fair level. So, but I do take your point.
My thing is also
$60. Go ahead. Like, one more point, and then I'm gonna get to Robert. Go ahead.
What I was trying to say is like you and me, we will buy the DLC because we're into that. We tend to have jobs, and like most of us in here have jobs, so like we can pay for it. So like if you're really a big fan, you can buy the DLC. If you're a little kid, you don't have to buy the DLC. It's a matter of do you want to buy it, yes or no. By microtransactions is damn with like Battlefront. It's like you have to buy that.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you. Point taken. Real quick, Cortland Robin says Horizon Zero Dawn DLC was worth it. Obi-Wan, just $15. I don't know. Maybe I haven't tried it, but I heard it's a good game. Robert, do you have any thoughts, Robert?
I'd rather get an $80 game instead of microtransactions.
Yeah.
Okay. You said you just want to pay for it and be done with it, Robert?
Yeah, I didn't want the micro because
why is that?
Microtransactions now, like Grand Theft Auto 5, there's $100 microtransaction to get 8.5 million. So it's just weird, pathetic. In my opinion.
Okay, all right. Point taken.
Straight to the point.
Point taken. Dom is saying Horizon also had Sony fronting the money. Oh, you're right. Oh, we just got a new sponsor. Slightly Mad Pixels. Thanks for becoming a sponsor. Dude, if you have an Xbox, I'm going to give you a free $10 Xbox One digital code. You just became a sponsor for free, bro. And you got $5 back. Boom. Mind blown. Who else does this, bro? Who else does this? And so once you come into this, you're going to get an invite into our Discord on Patreon and through your email. Once you get in, one of the mods will help you out. DJ Pump, Pigs Fly, Bustin' Justin. One of them will help you out. But let me take a comment from the sponsor chat. If games go to 80, I would never be able to go out and buy 2 games again. My game collection would suffer too much. Just think of all the games you bought in the past 2 to 3 months and add $20 to every game. That's right. Guri makes a good... Guri, bro. You can talk. You know that, Guri. But Guri makes a good point. Or maybe sometimes dudes, his house is probably quiet and he can't talk. But Guri made a good point. And the same thing sort of what Ghost Wolf said. It's a high price point to get into for some people. Just $80 up front. And that's why a lot of these mobile games are just absolutely free to play. And you're like, wow, they give me a free game. How do these developers make money? The key is to hook you in. And so once you're hooked in, oh man, I gotta buy this skin or I gotta buy this extra level. And that's how they make their money. So that's a good point. Get a good point, Guri. All right, let me take one more comment from the main chat, then I'm gonna hop back into the sponsor voice chat. Burnt spaghetti. I remember burnt spaghetti. I remember that, dude. I would rather prefer microtransactions and DLC because DLC makes a game more relevant after many years of release. Also, most of the DLC games are cosmetics and useless. Now, I made a good point. I'm thinking of Mario Kart 8 on my Wii U. I stopped playing Mario Kart for a little bit, but once the new tracks came out, I hopped right back on it, and so it does.
Same with Zelda.
It does gives you more lifespan for the game. But with Zelda, for me, I was already done with Zelda, so.
I don't know why.
But yeah, I hear you. But even with Zelda, it brought a lot of people right back into it. So point taken. All right, Milanus, can you hear me, dude? I know your mic's on mute. Milanus and Pigs Fly. Can either of you guys hear me? Hey.
Just
Okay. All right. Well, if not, I'll take a couple more comments from the main chat, and then.
Cameron wants a turn.
Okay. Oh, I missed you, Cameron. Yeah, what's up, Cameron? What's up, dude?
I think there should be $60 games instead of 80 because you have to think about all the people who don't want to pay $80.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's 100 over Canada.
Yeah. So they're like what Guri was saying, that high price point to get in.
Yeah, it's like not everyone wants to buy the DLC. Like I like some games like Doom. It was a $60 game, but I would never buy DLC for that. 'Cause, again, it's a year-old game. I could buy it for $20 on another console.
Yeah, you're right. No, yeah. You make a good point.
Pig
Again,
Slice says her push to talk wasn't working.
It's a hard selling point. Yeah, I couldn't hear her. I know she went out. If she wants to come back in, I'll talk to her. But you're right. It's a high price point to get into for some gamers. So I really see both sides to the coin. All right. Oh, Martin Milk. Martin is saying, trust me, they will keep making DLC even if the game is $80. And so you're saying they're just going to bait us to an $80 price point and still give us DLC.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen.
Well, that's just...
100%.
I'd be fine with that in certain situations.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be depending on the situation. If I know that I have a complete game, then I'll be cool with it. Other than that, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Because
Say like you got Call of Duty, you pay $80 for it. I mean, why can't it just be Call of Duty for the PS4? And like after a year, you pay $20 and get the World War II DLC with new maps and new guns.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, you keep adding DLC just to Call of Duty.
Yeah. You're right. And I and Martin also says in the sponsor chat, if it's 80, people will be less likely to try new franchises.
Yeah.
Again, that high price point would be scaring off some, and I think that's why developers may have opted for the microtransaction route as opposed to just a high price point. The only game I bought all the DLC for day one was Fallout 4, says Hoy D-Reg. I don't know, the Fallout games have never pulled me in. It looks cool, post-apocalyptic, but it just never did it for me. All right. Wookie Attack says companies will see how far they can go. They just keep testing the limits.
Raw's in here now.
We'll see. Raw, what's up, Raw?
Why you just announced them? You know I like to drop in with some clever stuff.
Bro, I announced this 30 minutes ago. What's up, Raw? How you doing, man?
I've had a long day, and then to top it off, got hit with some baby mama drama. So.
Oh man, but real quick, I hope you work that out, dude. And I'm asking a question: what would you prefer, dude? $80 game or still $60 with microtransactions? $80 or microtransactions?
Well, technically, I don't think I've ever played a game that had microtransactions.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if I can really even give you an honest, opinion.
Well, you just answered the question. You would prefer $60 games because you don't care about microtransactions.
Well, no, not that I don't care. I've never played a game that required microtransactions.
Oh, got you. Okay.
So
okay.
I've never played a game that had them in the game. So I don't even know what the prices are or what.
Bro, you got. Doesn't Xenoverse 2 have microtransactions? Can't you?
No.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
It has the. Is that what you're talking about? Like the DLC pack?
Yeah, where you got to purchase stuff.
Basically, he's basically saying, would you rather pay $80 or would you rather pay extra for extra content?
Now, so my question is, would you rather pay a higher price point and get everything that's included in the game, or a lower price point and still have to buy like DLC, microtransactions, all this other stuff? I'll
drop an extra 20.
Okay, and you just want everything in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, for things that like you have to unlock, like grinding towards something in game to unlock, I'm cool with that. But if I gotta sit here and pay for something, I might as well just buy them both.
Okay.
And then give me everything in the beginning.
Okay. Point taken, dude. I hear you. Makes sense. Now let me just see what Alpha Star is saying. Alpha Star says, for me, it depends on the game. If it's an $80 bulky finished game, then I wouldn't buy microtransaction. If it's a cheaper game like a free-to-play or $20 game that is made just for microtransactions, I'd be fine
that's what I
with
was
that.
thinking.
Okay, yeah. And so it makes me also think, I don't think there'll ever be an absolute one way or the other. I think we've become so there's such a variety in gaming where some games are just built for a $20 price point, and some games are a full AAA game. So it'll be a tough. But like I said, it's been done before, and I think all developers will have to be on the same page to increase the price like they did with the 360 generation to $80. Because if some do it, and say if Sony does it and Microsoft keeps it at 60, then it's going to be a problem. So they have to all be in agreement to raise that price point together. And they've done it before. They all agreed to raise it to 60 as the standard, and 60 has become the standard. And I remember when they raised the price point to 60, there was a lot of grumbling about.
Wouldn't that be lowering the price though?
Yeah, 'cause I remember when games.
No, they were 50, and they raised it to 60. I remember. Yeah.
I remember when the 64 games were $25
in the bargain bin.
64 games were like
back
80.
Back in the day,
bro.
Back in the day, they were like 24, like 30,
bro,
20,
raw.
30.
They were.
He's lying.
Maybe the cheap bootleg ones, but the 60.
No, yes, they were.
But
they weren't over $30, bro.
But raw. The most 64 games were more expensive than everything on the market, bro. I remember I remember 64 games costing $70 and up, bro.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Go Google.
And I had.
He's a fake gamer.
The good games.
I'll just say, bro, go Google it, bro. I guarantee you, bro, you'll see some high prices on the 64 games.
Well, yeah, now I'm talking about when it first came out.
Yeah, when they first came out,
I don't remember
the
that,
price
bro.
point. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I guess your memory is just bad.
I remember the systems were like 125, 150. And then the games were like 30.
I know the
system. I was even born then.
I know the systems.
Yeah, I was live and kicking when all the Nintendo dropped.
But I know the 64 wasn't $125 when it launched either. But
I remember it being like 150. It wasn't no more than $200.
Listen to your elders, Raw.
No, but I think it was around $200. And Raw, that's why a lot of developers jumped ship and went to Sony and not Nintendo, because the cartridges were too expensive. Go look it up, bro. Real talk. Go look it up.
My memory must not be what it used to be, because
that in the memory.
I remember different.
Yeah.
But for sure.
Yeah. But what'd you say, Bustin' Justin? All right, right now we're just freestyling it. Anybody has any final thoughts, comments before we go into gaming?
With microtransactions, I think purely cosmetic microtransactions are fine, but anything that gives a competitive advantage in multiplayer shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah. And I have to say this, Buster Justin, I'm two sides with that. I see it, but sometimes for me, like, I'm fine if it saves me time. Like, sometimes I don't feel like grinding in Madden, building up my ultimate team. I'd buy Barry Sanders. I'd buy Jerry Rice, build my squad up, and take dudes out. So I have to say I've been guilty of it, Bustin' Justin. Real quick, Raw. Go ahead, Raw.
If you mean to tell me I could buy 3 pure swim speeds for $10.
There you go, bro. Yeah.
I'm jumping on it. I'm jumping on it. I don't mean to contradict myself.
Yeah. Hey, bro, but Splatoon is a perfect example. Bro, if you telling me in Splatoon I could get any ability in any slot if I pay for it, bro, I do that day one, bro. I do that day one, bro.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah. But that'll save me so much time.
Yeah.
It doesn't even take that long.
Bro, Nintendo would take so much money from me. I have all ink resistant loadout, all swim speed loadout, all run speed loadout. Bro, I'll milk that, bro.
Yeah, that's pay to win, though. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's not fair, but I do it.
Bro, that's not even that hard to get the abilities too.
Bro, it takes a long time, though.
I mean, yeah, but if you're constantly playing, it doesn't take that long.
Wookiee attack real quick in the main chat said same here, but some were 70. Yeah, some were 70. If you're talking Solo Wars, Sony PlayStation 1 was the most expensive console when it first. Yeah, because the first time we had a major CD-based console. Yeah, we had like the Philips CDI, all the other stuff, but the PlayStation 1 was the first successful CD-based console. Yeah. All right.
AOB.
Yo, real quick, and then we're gonna end this part. Go ahead, dude. Who just said hey, OB?
Dom.
What's up, Dom?
And then also you gotta take into account, like, back in the day they had more expensive games. Also have to take into account inflation on top of that. So 60, 70 back in 1994, 5 or 6, compared to 2017 dollars. I mean, probably over $100 we were paying for games back then compared to today's dollars.
You're right.
For the really expensive ones, you know.
Now say that last part again. Go ahead.
Oh, I said it's like probably paying over $100 compared to what we're paying now.
Yeah.
You know,
with inflation.
Probably still paying cheaper than what we did back in the SNES days. And I don't know if anyone mentioned it because I hopped out, but also with the microtransactions, stuff like that, it's also a way for them to keep games relevant. Like if you got a Call of Duty, it comes out in during Christmas or something.
Yeah.
And every 3 months you're putting out another DLC package commercial.
Yeah.
You're constantly reminding people we're still here.
Yeah.
We're still doing stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Compared to like if Breath of the Wild didn't have the DLCs, I'm not sure it would have won Game of the Year because it's really hard.
It would have still won Game of the Year, but go ahead.
But I don't know. I think it's hard for stuff to stay relevant a year later.
Yeah.
Like when Super Mario's just out.
Yeah.
And everybody's talking about Super Mario.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And Legend of the Zelda's way back there in March.
Yeah. Okay.
It's hard to remember all the great stuff he did when the game was 9 months old.
Yeah, point taken. I get what you're saying. And someone did mention that it does keep the games relevant, having this DLC later on. You're right. And I said that Mario Kart, I would have probably been done with Mario Kart on my Wii U had they not put out that DLC and those new tracks. But go ahead, Ghost.
Yeah, and you also remember that so like going back to what I was saying, what I'm saying. You can make the game longer. So like, let's say you have a single mom. He has Breath of the Wild in like August. He's like October or November, December now. He's about to be it, and she's like, I want to give him another game for Christmas, but I just don't have the money.
Yeah.
And then she remembers, he was talking about this $20 DLC.
Yeah.
Okay, his one game and make it longer, and she's like, I could buy him that, make it longer, and hold out. Save $40 on Christmas when Christmas is already expensive, and still make him happy. So it's like the other thing I prefer to play games and give me quality DLC to make my games longer.
Yeah. I hear you.
I think that's fair. It's like.
Okay, but what's she gonna do when that Splatoon 2 come out?
But real quick, I'm gonna get back to you, Dark Side. Yeah.
In the Discord.
But first, Akadonis says, Obi-Wan, if you see this, I got you a present on Xbox. Consider it my thank you for your streams. Akadonis, thanks, dude. When I turn on my Xbox, I'll check it out and I'll show you some love. Thanks, dude. And you said the new sponsor's up in here?
Yeah.
I don't see him yet. He didn't post anything in the main chat.
He posted his thing in the friend code chat.
In the friend code chat. Okay. So I'll add you.
He doesn't have an Xbox, he says.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Either way, thanks for becoming a sponsor. I'm going to add you in a little bit. But was it Darkside who was saying something?
Yeah, I said.
Go ahead, Darkside. This is going to be the last comment. Go ahead, Darkside.
He was saying, what about like the single mother that can't afford the next game and stuff like that? If she buy the DLC, like, I mean, that is true, but at the same time, like, it's not gonna play. Like, if you bought Zelda, you have Zelda, then Splatoon 2 comes out. That's harsh. Like, to sit back and not play. Like,
I mean, yeah, but you gotta see him on the way. I'm like, it sucks, but at least a kid can still play. And like, she can hold that sissy bus off and go, okay, I'm giving you this now. I promise to buy you Splatoon.
Yeah.
In like a month or something. It's like I think, like my mom, like dad, and dad were like, Brian, we can't really buy you Mario. Here's the DLC.
Yeah.
Hold out a month. I'll be like, yes, but I think it was like little kids trust their mother, so like the mom could sit down and explain it, and like the kid would be upset. He'd be like, okay, mom, I love you. Have a nice day. It does my stuff. Like,
that's exactly when I went to the grocery store and started bagging up bags.
So my dude Akadonis, if you want the game, go get a job.
Too, man.
Go get a job.
I'm having like 6-year-olds and 8-year-olds, like no Johnny doesn't hire them.
Yeah. But all right, dudes. thank you guys, everyone, for the discussion. This is what I'm going to do.
You're welcome.
I'm going to be signing off. I'm going to set up the gaming stream tonight. If any sponsors want to play Brawl Out, we're going to be playing some Brawl Out. Fingers crossed on the online connection. If anyone has Brawl Out and you want to game with your boy tonight, we're going to play Brawl Out for a little bit. And then on the Xbox, I'm going to be playing Halo 5 for a little bit tonight. All right, dudes. So I'll probably be back on in about maybe in half an hour or so, 9:15, something around that time, if anybody wants to game with me. Also, shout out to the new sponsor. I'm going to add you on the Switch before I play Brawl Out tonight. I'll see you dudes later. Peace.
Peace.
Hey.